Hey there friends, welcome back to another Build With Me video. At this time, I decided to put together a little how-to real-time build of the coffee shop that's in such high demand. I have been inundated with requests and there's just no way I'm going to get to all of them in a timely manner, so I thought let's put together a video for people to build it for themselves if they don't want to wait. This is a slightly modified design from what has been done in the past. I thought that it would be a little simpler if I kind of cleaned some things up and made it a little easier for you guys to follow, and also change up a few things. Obviously, as always with things like this, I say pick whatever colors or accessories that you want to use. You don't have to use anything that I did here. This is more of a guide in terms of building the building itself. Afterwards, I say, if you want to make it a completely different color, if you want to use different items to kind of make it look more unique for you, I say do it and send me pictures because I want to see what everybody creates. But yeah, this is just a step-by-step, real-time video of me building a coffee shop. As you'll see from time to time, the little grid up in the corner will pop up and show you guys, how many tiles you should be building up. So here I am building the base. I do this to kind of outline where I'm going to be building. So any number you see in the graph above, you want to start at the number 2 when you start building your tiles. So this is number 1. And if it says, build 9 tiles high, then you would count 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 up. And that will give you a total of 9. Now, obviously you can mix and match and tweak this to fit your specific needs if you want it to look a little different. But yeah, the graph there in the upper left-hand corner, if you see a number, you've already got number 1 laid down because we had to kind of lay a foundation to get started on. And then all the rest of those numbers would be subtract 1 from it. So if it says 9, it's really 8 tiles high. I may probably modify how I do this in the future, but this was the easiest I could figure. And also I like to lay down the base, and in my mind, I'm counting that as 1, but I know that can get kind of confusing. So hopefully it's not too bad. I did include a little thing for the patio. Patio is really easy, but I thought just in case anybody needs the instruction on that, it's there as well. This patio is going to look a little different, but I show you in the end kind of the options you have, the way that I've built it in the past, but then kind of a new way that I have, come up with. Because everybody, some people want to be unique and want to do their own thing. And I think that's fantastic. This build is actually fairly easy. It's just, counting and making sure you get the numbers right. I think at one point I get off and have to go back and switch it up. Any cuts that you see or any what looks like, an edit, it's not editing out anything I did for the most part. It's mostly just me digging around for things in the dev commands, and who wants to watch that. There is a point later on when I get to that back portion of the building where it's just all those tiles of 9, a big block. I do cut out some of that. So when I get to that point, you may want to pause the video if you were building along with me in real time as well, and wait until I pick back up, because I figured, it was another 5 or 6, 7 minutes of me just dirt printing row after row. That's all exactly the same. You'll forgive me, right? I just didn't think that would be something anybody would want to watch through in real time. And hopefully I will remember to remind you, hey, hit pause right now while you dirt print yourself and come back. For anybody who doesn't know, a little story time of me. My husband and I helped start a coffee shop in our downtown area back in 2011. My husband was working as a manager at the Starbucks. It was, difficult economic times. We were doing, everything we could to kind of make ends meet. And he was working several jobs, it felt like, at that time. And one of them was at Starbucks. And we had befriended a bunch of people, had a bunch of people we'd hang out with while he worked, there on the patio. And one of the guys that we became friends with, he was like, hey, my boss has been thinking about, he's a real estate developer, and he's thinking about, buying a building downtown and wanting to start a business. And he was thinking about a coffee shop. And at that time, coffee shops were Starbucks was all the rage and it was a really popular thing, and mom and pop coffee shops were not as prominent, and especially in our area. And so he was like, could I bring my boss by to like have a conversation with you? And my husband was like, well, yeah, that's fine. And so when they sat down to talk about it, he was like, yeah, this is a terrible idea, because any kind of restaurant and coffee shop, anything like that, it takes a while to make any money and see any kind of profit. I mean, really with any business, but especially when it comes to food service, it's high overhead. And so my husband actually tried to talk him out of it. It was like, this is going to cost a lot of money, to get it off the ground. So after several conversations, though, they decided to go into business together and start a coffee shop. And he had already purchased a building downtown and was having it renovated. And we went in and consulted about the layout and how they would continue construction on it and, all those fun things. We started creating drink recipes as they were working on construction of the building. And, we were waiting, when we were going to actually, open the store. We developed the drink recipes, and of course, if you know anything, some of the Starbucks stuff is like patented, and like the names, you can't use them. So you have to come up with different names. You can't use the word frappuccino, all this kinds of stuff. So we spent a lot of time working on drink recipes and training staff and getting that all together. And I was, for those of you who don't know, I used to be a professional photographer. So one of the things that I did was a lot of the marketing. I did a lot of photographing of things that we were doing, the construction, the renovations, the employees, the future employees getting together and us testing out, different syrups and coffees and blends of things. And, so I started posting on social media and getting a buzz going, like, hey, we're going to open and you guys want to be there for this. It's going to be super cool. And, back then when Facebook was the social media place to be, I was posting all these photos and different things and experiences. It got people excited. It got people in the community very interested in coming in. So when we were ready to open the doors, we were pretty successful right out of the gate. I mean, obviously, any business is going to have its challenges and its financial hard times. But I think the community really kind of rallied around and was interested in having a space kind of like what we created that was not a massive corporation. And, we did all kinds of live events, music and like poetry readings and poetry slams and art nights and things like that. I mean, chess tournaments, game nights. It became like a community center in a way. And it was a very, very, very big part of our lives for a very long time. And it was really great to be a part of that experience and create this community and a space for people to feel welcome and included and coming together to, enjoy coffee and conversation and other cultural things. We did sell the business to my brother-in-law back in 2021 after my husband had a massive heart attack and almost died. We were like, you know what, we need to simplify our life a little bit. And so we kept it in the family. So here you see I did cut where I just was dirt printing forever and ever. So if you want to pause it now to do all of that yourself, I would suggest you do so. And then you can catch back up with me in just a little bit. But yeah, we sold the business a couple years ago to my brother-in-law, and he is now the sole proprietor and manager of it. And it's one of those things where we got it off the ground, we got it going, we got it running like a well-oiled machine, and then he took it over and has also, expanded on it and done things. And I think it's a center for our downtown area. It is the foundation for all the other stores that came after, all the other shopping places and eateries. And I'm very proud to have been a part of all of that. But I'm also glad to not have that as a burden I have to deal with on a regular basis. So I do appreciate those who have continued on the legacy without us. But it will always be, one of those really special things that we did. If you know me in real life, you know that we've actually started a multitude of businesses. That was not the first one, and it won't be the last. My husband also owns a hand-poke tattoo shop here locally, which is kind of rare and different. And we've started other businesses too. But so entrepreneurs forever. Since I can't find a job, I may have to think about starting a new business, as needs and necessities rely on those kinds of things. So we shall see. But yeah, that's the story of me and our coffee shop background. I have more knowledge about coffee than I ever thought I would. And I didn't actually used to be a coffee drinker until we opened the coffee shop. Irony, right? So the coffee shop thing is holds a special place in my heart. And when people have asked for me to come build one on their island, I have been very appreciative of them including me and wanting me to be a part of their Dinkum experience. So thank you to all those who have already let me come and build on their islands, and to all those I will be building in the future. I always feel very honored to be asked, and it's it's always a fun experience working with new people. And I much appreciate all the encouragement and support that I get from the community. You guys are amazing, and you come out and you do all the support, and I feel all the love all the time. So thank you guys so much for that. I've been talking for a really long time, and this is just supposed to be a chill instructional video. So I'm gonna step away for a second. I'll pop back in here in a little bit, and you guys enjoy. So here you'll see that I was doing it sort of in the way that I've done it on almost every other build, and put the pergolas in the front. But then I got the idea, what if we just left it as an actual patio and put out tables and chairs out front and umbrellas, and we took the pergolas away entirely. It's different. It's not what I've done before in terms of most of the ones you guys have probably already seen in different videos and streams. So I, after I had the idea, I was like, well, I'll show them. This is what I normally do with the pergolas, but then what if we did it just a little bit differently? And that way you guys get a variety in this one video. You can do it like this, or you can do it like that. It's really up to you. That's the great thing about these kinds of, it's so customizable. You don't have to do it exactly like what you've seen. I went with the blue and the white because it is my favorite color combination. But I've done some of the coffee shops with green and black and white. I've done purple and blue and white. Recently did one that was red and black. Super great. Just all the different combinations you can do. So I think you're only limited by your own imagination and creativity here. I do like the idea of just not even using the pergolas in this particular build. And this is the really simple version. You can obviously add a much bigger patio area onto the side or the back, or wrap it around all the way. Honestly, I feel like there's so many options here that you guys could use. So yeah, I think go to town. I laid it out like this, trying to be, different and creative, and was like, where I put the umbrellas, that's going to matter. So let's make it uniform and symmetrical. But again, you guys don't have to do that. You can, put the chairs and tables out willy-nilly fashion, however you like. For the aesthetics of it, I just was like, I'm going to do it this way, and it looks better. So yeah, I love the blue and the white. It's very crisp. My favorite color combination. Blue is my favorite color, so of course I'm going to do it in blue. But I think you guys should do whatever your heart desires and come up with something new and different and fun and show me, because I'm learning things every single day with all the people that I work with. Yeah, I'm really liking how this looks. In fact, I recently just built this same kind of setup on Mr. Honey's island. His was red and black, and we did make it a little more elaborate and take up a little bit more space, a much bigger patio area. Again, I'll show that video soon, and you can kind of see the little walkthrough we did of the finished product on that island. You could do a patio that's just as large as that one, or as small as this one, depending on what footprint you have. So here we have the final product, guys. Super sweet and quick. It should only take you about 20 to 30 minutes if you have the guide and you're using that. Now again, when you go to decorate and customize and do the finishes, that can take a little longer. I had already decided ahead of time what I was going to do, so therefore there was no stopping and waiting and trying to figure out what's what. I was like blue, white, and wood with some pops of green. So I already knew the color combination going in, so there was no, deciding on things like that. I did really build this pretty quickly, and I think anybody else attempting it could do the same. Obviously, I've done this a lot, so it went probably a little faster for me, but I have all confidence that you guys will do it very quickly as well. And this is what it looks like at nighttime. Again, I didn't decorate around it. This was just strictly for the instructional video. Putting trees and different things around the building will also kind of bring it to life, which I did not do here because this is sort of my prototype building space for these such videos. Anyway, I hope you guys love this and that you build a coffee shop on your island, and now you can, even if I can't come help you. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thanks so much for watching. As always, guys, be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and I will catch y'all in the next video.